Who comes first? Your family or your partner? For some, it may be a balancing act, but for others, the answer can be quite polarizing. Ideally, you wouldn't want to pick sides, but inevitably, circumstances arise where one takes priority over the other. Who would you side with? This story is about OP financially supporting his younger sister, despite his girlfriend being against it. Today's tale. Am I the antagonist for sending my younger sister money against my girlfriend's wishes? My younger sister, female, 25, is working towards getting her master's degree in New York. While she loves the city and school, she hates how expensive everything has become. She does work part-time, but it simply isn't enough. My parents, male 77 and female 73, have been sending her money each month, but since they recently retired, they've had to cut back. To fill the gap, my brother, male 28, and I, male 32, have begun sending some money to our sister from time to time to help with her rent. I have a well-paying job and a close relationship with my sister, so I'm happy to help where I can. However, my girlfriend, female 30, has expressed her dissatisfaction with the arrangement. We've been saving up to put a down payment on a house in the future, and my girlfriend believes that my financial contributions to my sister is hindering our progress. Yesterday, which happened to be the day I usually send my sister money, the girlfriend told me that we needed to reduce expenses, and one suggestion she made was for me to no longer send money to my sister. She believes that my sister needs to learn how to manage her money better, and that my brother, male 28, should contribute more. I told her about how I feel a responsibility towards my sister, and how my brother doesn't make as much as I do. And while she did acknowledge that, she then said I was financially naive, and said she doesn't want me to be taken advantage of. I was kinda disappointed hearing this, as I made the conscientious decision to help my sister and wasn't falling for some sort of scam. The conversation ended because we both had to go to work, but she told me not to send anything until we further discussed this. During my lunch break at work, I proceeded to send my sister some money and told the girlfriend about this over dinner. She told me that she was disappointed. At this point, I was getting a little annoyed and responded by saying I was not willing to compromise my current arrangement with my sister. The girlfriend got upset with this and left the table. Am I the antagonist? Here's some additional information. I make about $15,500 a month and have been putting away $4,000 to $6,000 each month towards a future house. Girlfriend makes about $7,000 a month, currently saves around $1,000 a month for the house. She said she'll contribute more once her student loans are paid off. I pay for rent and utilities. The girlfriend pays for bulk of groceries. I started sending my sister $1,500 a month since my parents retired. Sister pays $2,800 a month in rent and $350 a month in transportation. I contribute $1,500 a month. Brother pays $750 a month. Parents pay $500 a month. Our mother was terrified of sister living in New York City on her own and only agreed if she lived in a nicer area and had a car. It's already difficult to pursue a master's degree, let alone doing it while working part-time. Education shouldn't be compromised, and I think it's reasonable to support her, especially if contributions come from your own pocket, not a shared account. Your girlfriend sounds self-centered and greedy because you two aren't struggling financially, and this is a decision you consciously made. Here's the first update. My girlfriend and I had a long talk after work. It didn't go well. To summarize, tensions escalated during the conversation. I told her that I plan to continue helping my sister until she completes her degree, and afterward, she would either start working or move back to our parents' home until she finds a job. However, my girlfriend expressed her belief that my sister and whole family is manipulating me and thinks I'm naive enough to send her money, regardless of how she uses it. I started to feel increasingly annoyed and defensive by her accusations and asserted that it's my money and I have the right to spend it as I see fit. I then, stupidly, said that if she really wanted us to buy a house, she should save more and cut back on expenses like nice shoes, clothes, and purses. At this point, she became properly angry and declared that she couldn't stay in the same house as me, and said that she would be going to her friend's house. Before leaving, she said, "Call me when you stop thinking like an idiot." Before I could even think, I replied, "I won't be calling." I feel that I may have irreparably damaged our relationship. Here's a second update. I want to express my thanks to all of you for sharing your perspectives and insights. Your input is truly appreciated. Following the fight with girlfriend, I reached out to my brother to confide in him about what happened. His take was pretty optimistic. However, he advised me to stand firm in my position, while also remaining open to fully hearing out my girlfriend and considering the possibility of reconciliation. He cautioned against contacting girlfriend's friend to ask about her whereabouts, as it may smell of desperation, and instead said that he would come over, as he lives about an hour away, so we could spend some time together over a movie and dinner. At this point, I feel drained and numb. It's been a long day, and to be honest, I just want it over. Here's a third update. Before I begin, I would like to thank everyone for responding to my original post. Your support and insights mean a great deal to me. I also want to provide some additional context about my relationship with my girlfriend. We started dating in January of last year, officially becoming a couple by the end of March, and she moved in with me in May. In hindsight, I must admit that the pace of our relationship was driven by my infatuation, rather than the development of a deep connection. Her fun-loving nature and beauty had an influence on me, causing me to overlook the misalignment of our values. Regarding girlfriend's relationship with my family and friends, she seemed to get along well with everyone, although I feel that she never likes my brother. My mother made significant efforts to make girlfriend feel welcome, likely due to her desire for grandchildren. On the other hand, my relationship with girlfriend's friends and parents was different. I couldn't help but feel that they saw girlfriend as being out of my league for some reason. And some of her friends even told me how lucky I should consider myself to have girlfriend in my life. And there were also other warning signs that I chose to ignore, and I want to share them now. The girlfriend wanted to impose restrictions on how often I could visit my family throughout the year. Less than a month after moving in with me, the girlfriend leased a BMW, contradicting her previous statements about wanting to pay off her student loans quickly. At the time, I found it strange but didn't raise any objections, thinking that a girlfriend deserved to treat herself after years of schooling. Over the following months, she continued splurging on expensive clothes, shoes, purses, coats, and more. Looking back, I doubt she was completely honest about how she was managing her student loan payments. A girlfriend regularly urged me to distance myself from some of my friends, citing reasons like them being bad influences or me spending too much time with them. When I mentioned that her friends didn't seem to think highly of me, she shrugged it off, claiming they only wanted what was best for her. Fast forward to today. As most people recommended, I kept my word and didn't call a girlfriend. Instead, early this morning, around 5 a.m., she texted me, suggesting that we meet at a local cafe to discuss our future. I replied with a simple sure. The atmosphere felt tense, but we did exchange brief curt greetings before we dove straight into the conversation. She began by expressing her hurt over my failure to call her, repeatedly emphasizing that I needed to be reasonable and prioritize our relationship above all else. I noticed her consistent use of you instead of us or we. When I pointed this out, she claimed that her initiating this meeting was proof of her commitment, and that if I were truly committed, I would have called her the moment she left. At that moment, I chose to remain silent, and I believe she interpreted my silence as her winning the argument. She then shifted the conversation to finances, bluntly stating that our best course of action was to ensure neither of us carried any debt. According to her, The only way to achieve this was with me to start paying some of her loans. I insisted that this shouldn't interfere with my agreement to support my sister if I did agree to pay her loans. But girlfriend asserted that it would impede our progress as a couple. I argued that supporting my family and progressing in our relationship should not be mutually exclusive. In response, girlfriend declared that if we were both serious, I needed to make her center focus. She then added that even if she did agree to allow me to continue supporting my sister, it wouldn't end there, as these things never do. With this, she then began inquiring about my parents, pointing out their advanced age, and suggesting that they would soon require regular support. Without hesitation, I firmly reiterated my stance that if my parents ever needed any form of assistance, I wouldn't hesitate to offer it. She followed up by asking, even if they wanted to live with you, to which I replied, yes. She pressed further, asking, even if I said they can't, and once again I responded, yes. At that moment, my girlfriend stood up, saying that she was disappointed to see what kind of person I've become, and how she and her friends had always sensed there was something off about me. In response, I stated, if you believe that, you shouldn't have moved in. She was unable to offer a retort to that. She then began making remarks about how it was only a matter of time before I would beg her to take me back. I firmly told her that the only thing I would be asking was for her to take belongings and return my keys. She tossed the keys at me, and before making several comments, asserting that she didn't need me, that I had wasted her time, and how I greatly disappointed her. I said, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm no longer obligated to listen to you complain. With that, she stormed off. About an hour later, I got a text from one of her friends saying that they were coming with our girlfriend tomorrow to get her stuff. I'm hoping that once they do, I can put this whole thing behind me. Good for you for breaking it off with her. The first warning sign alone speaks volumes about her character. This isn't a misalignment of value. It's baffling that she even wants to restrict you visiting your family. It's manipulative in that she's sheltering you so that you detach from your family and depend on her. Here's a final update. For a quick recap, I broke up with my girlfriend about a month ago due to financial disagreements. To be honest, I feel pretty bad at first, but now I've been enjoying the peace and quiet that comes with being single. Things have been relatively carefree, and I have much more time to spend with my friends. Since the breakup, I haven't seen my ex-girlfriend. Her friends came to collect her belongings, and since then, I haven't heard anything from them. That was until tonight. Earlier today, I received a random text from one of my ex's friends, informing me that my ex would be coming by to collect a few forgotten books. Apparently, my ex still refuses to talk to me, so her friend had to deliver the message, even though she had no problem collecting the book herself. After work, I quickly searched the house for the books. I hoped to find them and hand them to her at the door. But due to the existing mess in the house and working late, I couldn't find them. Around 7 p.m., my ex showed up. It was incredibly awkward. I asked her to tell me where the books were so I can bring them to the door, but she insisted on retrieving them herself. Reluctantly, I agreed and politely asked her to grab her things and leave. From the way she was walking and what she was wearing, I got the impression that she may have been trying to seduce me. To expedite her departure, I helped her search, and she made a comment about how it reminded her of when we used to clean together. I awkwardly chuckled in response. Eventually, she found her books and jokingly asked if I had hidden them to make her stay longer. I sarcastically told her she was free to believe that if she wanted to, but since she found her books, our conversation was over. She then said that she was willing to forgive me and take me back if I apologized. I refused and once again asked her to leave. She started yelling and crying, so I called her friends to come and get her. Within 5 minutes, her friends arrived and collected her. They threw insults and nasty comments at me, accusing me of being a monster and so much other stuff, before finally leaving. I'm exhausted, But I think, hope, and pray things might finally be over. The audacity of her wanting you back, yet also demanding an apology. You kicked her off her high horse, and I'm sure you have no regrets leaving her. She might keep pestering you, but you should continue keeping your distance. What do you guys think of the story? Let me know. And that's all for tonight. Be sure to visit us next time. And if you want to, leave a like and subscribe.